Welcome into My State of Mind, the mini version here on WPRI.com. So, amidst the George Floyd case, we now have this one, Rayshard Brooks in Atlanta, who, in very different circumstances, ended up losing his life, bullets, this time from an Atlanta police officer's gun. Depending on who you talk to, the perspectives are very different, but I would think that really discerning and thoughtful analysis has to bring you to a question as to why that ended up in lost life. Look, the police officers seemingly did everything right all the way through the time that they began the arrest process. And then he made the not so smart decision of breaking free, fighting his way out of the situation, grabbing a taser from the officer, using it, and fleeing. He was shot 3 times. He lost his life. I'm not sure this is going to end up as a criminal case. The officer lost his job immediately. That's administrative. That's reputational. I think that there will be defenses offered for any kind of criminality that may be levied against that officer. At the same time, it does seem that the training ought to be a whole lot more discerning than firing a gun at somebody who's headed in the other direction, despite using a taser at you. I just believe that the right kind of law enforcement training would have prohibited that. This is based on what we see. Now, if there's something we haven't seen and we've missed something, you have to be open-minded about this. You don't have to be radical and crazy about it. But I do think you can open your mind to the concept that this is not what we want. And in the context of what we've been dealing with across America, that is exactly what we didn't want. We'll see over time how this works itself out. But clearly, there's got to be a constant look from department to department about how officers are trained, and in those adrenaline-based situations, what the right outcome and the bigger picture needs to be. Easier said than done for a civilian that doesn't have to deal with that day in, day out. I get it. And boy, I was reminded of that on the radio today by callers to the radio show on WPRO weekdays 3 till 6 that, let me have it for even raising the question. At the same time, other people were dialing in saying, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. In the meantime, the Attorney General here in Rhode Island has announced that he is ready to move legislation as best he can that will give him the right for review of customs and practices and cultures of police departments here in the state, something that the federal government and he as a former U.S. attorney used to embark on. But now that the Trump administration doesn't feel very strongly about these things, there's nothing on the federal side coming for review of local police enforcement operations. And so the state attorney general is saying that that's something that is in his wheelhouse, that he can provide independent analysis for and about, and that has enough separation from his local police departments to do the right way. Well, I think we ought to be open to that argument as well, and we'll keep tabs on that. In the meantime, Governor Raimondo was asked again today during her briefing if she's been contacted by the Biden administration or the campaign for interest in being vice president. She scoffed at the idea. Didn't want to talk about it. It's really easy to handle. All you can say is yes or no. I've talked to them about things, none of which I really want to discuss right now, and I am focused on COVID-19 and being governor and blah, 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 blah. But bristling over the questions, I don't know why. Then again, it's Monday, a beautiful day, but after a few months we've had, I guess everybody has the right to be a little bristly. You have a great night. See you tomorrow.